Good Thursday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Off to the races we go. It is now 6:30. Overcast and 72 as you wake up. We do have a 20% chance of rain getting to the forecast here in just a little bit, about 4 o'clock this afternoon. But otherwise, we've got a sunshiny day ahead of us. Should be pretty good there. Hopefully some more yards will dry out a little bit, and it won't be as bad with all of this wet stuff in the yards if you pull off the grass. That's what we're hoping for. How's your day going? It's kind of early, isn't it? We're going to make the best of it and get everything going. Now, don't forget, 7 o'clock, we'll kick into the morning show to tell you what's gone on over the last 24 hours. Lots of great stories that's coming up this morning. Right now, let's head out. Let's go to Collinsville and find out what's going on at the First Baptist Church. We need a good message today.
The Collinsville First Baptist Church Keepers of the Kingdom Vacation Bible School begins Monday, June 26th at 8:30 a.m. We would love for your children to join us. Get more info and pre-register at our website.
We live in a world where we desire to see immediate results. Who is the actor in the latest blockbuster movie? The answer is a simple Google search away. How do I get to that person's house? Well, just type it in your GPS and you'll be there in no time. Where should we go eat on vacation? Well, let's look at the reviews, the pictures, the menus, all online. My wife and I had the conversation the other day that our boys will never have to wait for a TV show. Everything's on streaming. They can click on whatever they want, and there it is. But because of that, because of the world that we live in, I think sometimes we transfer these thoughts and expectations onto our relationships, that they should be immediate. And more specifically, our relationship with God. Think about your prayer life. Is there something you've prayed for, but maybe you're discouraged it hadn't happened yet? Let me encourage you. James 5 tells us that the fervent prayer of a righteous person is effective. It talks of Elijah, who was a man just like us, and he prayed for it to stop raining, and it stopped. And he prayed for it to start raining, and it started. Now, he was praying within God's direction for his life. This isn't a name it and claim it call to prayer. God isn't beholden to give you what you want. But what this does tell us is that when we call out to God from a holy motivation and praying within Scripture, He can and will move. No doubt God can do what He wants to do. But the Lord wants to communicate with us, and He wants us to communicate with Him. So let us be a people of fervent prayer, because remember, change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Always a good message there. As we start today, we look around and see what's going on in the nation, what's shaping up today. Colorado. How many of us have ever gone to an outdoor show? Well, they had a concert. Problem was a hailstorm come up. 100 people have been injured by hail. It was that good golf ball size hail. We don't even need to start the thing of wear helmets to the outdoor concerts, do we? That had to be bad. Hail. We're really seeing things that maybe it used to happen and we just didn't know it. Maybe the media is so much faster now getting word out, but that's one of those things there as we look about. Hailstorm coming up on a concert. Now, Ecuador, I've never been there, and the chances of me ever going there. But if you happened to be there last week and we're at a funeral and you heard, everybody looks around at the funeral and goes, "What's up?" It's coming from the coffin. Rump row, she was not dead. I'm not lying on this. She wasn't. Bad news is, 2 weeks later, she's passed away again. They're pretty sure this time that she is deceased. But can you imagine? I mean, seriously, you hear the stories. Did you see that TV show years ago? It was a made-for-thing, Buried Alive, to where the ex-wife was wanting to take the guy out. She fed him some fish, and it knocked him out, and he wakes up. Nothing like having your old dog waiting there for you to wake up. That was a good show. If you ever get a chance, and it's been 10, 12 years since I've saw that. I don't remember who the star was, but boy, it sure was good. As we see what else this morning, at least 3 people were killed in tornadoes across the state of Texas as it ripped homes apart out to our west over the last 24 hours. We bleed for those families that have lost loved ones. So tragedy. That happens a lot. We've seen it in our area as well. What happens to the west always moves to the east, doesn't it? And this is, I remember watching this guy on TV so much. Anybody remember Jack Hanna? He always had some bear or some animal crawling all over him, and he would go to all of the morning shows. They say he's in extreme bad shape with advanced Alzheimer's. That's such sad. Everybody knew him. He knew so much about the animal world. But they're saying that he no longer even recognizes his family. What a horrible disease that is. I'm sure that a lot of you watching right now have something close to that in your family as well. Pray, is all I know to say. There's not a cure for that I'm aware of. My mother's got a taste of it, and it's rough. It sure is there. Let's see here. As Odie and I were talking a moment ago, a miracle can happen. It can. We never want to take out that hope. But it's not looking good in the final hours as we near that on this submarine, so to speak, that is missing, that was headed to the Titanic. It's a few hours of oxygen left. And what I'm hearing this morning is all of those sounds that they were hearing in the ocean, they're thinking maybe that was just decay falling off the actual Titanic into the ocean and not the sound of life. That cannot be proven at this point. Of course, they don't know where they're at. It's sad. It's sad. As I was reading it, it said how the Titanic brought 4 people together and how it took 4 more people down with it. Oh, sad it is. Let's look at your forecast next as we begin this Thursday morning. We'll be right back.
No matter how many times you try, and no matter where you call, Representative 81 Steve Horn won't answer the phone. We're not getting any representation in Jackson. District 81, we can do better. Vote Ben Shirley, August the 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're building, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Hard to believe it's been a year, but back in 22 on this exact date, it reached 103 degrees today. 1 year ago. 1976, it was a cool 54 degrees. We could all stand some 54 in the early mornings. It always just makes you feel better, like it's going to be a great day. That moment when you go visit the mountains. Every now and then we'll get that feeling here to where you can inhale it and it's just great. As we look to what's happening today, as we see Meridian will be somewhere around 86, 87, depending upon where you are. Cooler to the north as we get to the Columbus area. Out to our southwest, Natchez, Port Gibson, we should see about 90 degrees today. Even Vicksburg hovering at 89, a little warmer than Meridian. Off to the east, we'll see 84, 83, right around the Demopolis area. And should be around 85 in the Livingston, Alabama area. We'll watch it. As we see this is the heat stress. I'll show you the map here in just a second of what's coming from Texas. Heat stress. Now, this is going to go from Sunday into next week as this comes up on this map that forecasts every 6 to 10 days. That's what we'll see in the Meridian area, 105 heat indexes. By the time you make it to Forest, it will be worse from there to Jackson to into Louisiana, as that'll be a heat index of at least 110 next week. That's starting on Sunday at the beginning of the week. So work early and work late. Don't work in the middle of the day, especially if you're not used to heat. That stuff will zap you and put you down. There's a lot of folks that it just doesn't seem to faze, but I'm not one of them. Here's that outlook. This is what's coming right here from Texas. If you think it's hot now, wait till this arrives. An outlook there. Still cool through the Carolinas and even back to California. Not too bad there. As we look at that deep south, it's got the heat wave. Our 7-day forecast brought to you by Wilson. Saw an outdoor. It shows us that, 86 today at the best, 65 tonight. There's 20% chance of rain will move in this afternoon, a little after 4 o'clock. Otherwise, we're going to have sunshine today, but that chance that we could get wet. Now, keep in mind that doesn't mean everywhere. 20% chance means it'll be hit and miss. As we look to tomorrow, sunshine for tomorrow, warmer on Saturday with a high of 92. We should escape both of these days, not too bad. Sunday, we'll get a 30% chance, and then by Monday, we've got a 40% chance back into that. And we're heading toward July, y'all. We see that Wednesday, we're back up to 94, and that outlook that we have all the way through the 6th will be at least 90 degrees. Some days 94, but not dropping below about 88 or 89 at any given point. Just depends upon how much rain we get that day as to, well, how cool it will get. As we look at what's going on, we've got two things that are happening out in the ocean. As we see Tropical Storm Brett moving along this morning at 69 miles an hour, has gust of 86. Those millibars are at 996, moving west at 15 miles an hour. In the Caribbean now, we'll see where she goes. Now we've got a depression sitting out there, moving at 35 miles an hour, gust of 46, moving west at 11 miles an hour. And it's on track. If it were to do something, it would head toward that eastern coastline. Always something to watch. Hopefully all of this will avoid the Gulf. Our best times to fish today, if you're going to be out, it's going to be really around 5 o'clock. Get there by 4:40. Get set up, and fishing should be good by 5 o'clock and should last until 7. We should have a north-northeast wind somewhere around 5 miles an hour when it comes to those fishing lures. Good luck with that. Let's see, we're already sitting at 6:41. Good morning, Lamar. Good to see you there. Lindsay, morning. As we keep going up, Donna joins us. Miss LaWanda Terry, how are you there? A lot of you folks up and going. Miss Dorothy, Priscilla, how are y'all? Chet, good to see y'all. Now, Odie's in the house. He's catching up on all the latest headlines. We're going to get another pot of coffee on, and we're coming back 10 minutes from now. We'll kick off the morning show. Let's see. We've got shooting victims. We've got robbery. We've got car chases. All the ingredients of a great show. We'll do the breakdown. The high sheriff has been chasing people across Lauderdale County, y'all. We'll give you the play-by-play details of what went on yesterday. We even have a little video from it. All that's on the way this morning, beginning at 7. We don't want to do it without you. Make plans. Get your coffee, get your robe on, and we'll be right back in a few. Thanks, and God bless.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: